Hi, beautiful souls. Believe it or not, seeing repeating numbers is quite a common phenomena. If you clicked on this video, you'll likely see many repeating numbers, doubles, triples, quadruples, you name it. Sometimes you may also see mirroring numbers or sequential numbers. It's all part of the way how the universe responds to us, answers our questions, or even sends us a few nudges along the way. So today's reading is just around that. I started this journey by seeing 1111, hence the name of my channel. So today I'm coming to you with an intention of giving a little bit more clarity on why we see these numbers. And the one thing you can call them whatever you want, but the one thing you have to remember is it's all positive. Every single number is here, a nudge from the universe, your spirit team, source, God, universe, whatever you believe in, to nudge you to think positive and to manifest the life that you want. It just helps you shift your energy a little bit, and each number carries a different frequency. I see numbers on my car dash, on receipts, on my phone, on digital clock, on my laptop, anywhere, you name it, I'll just randomly. And the fun ones are the cabs that run around with like a lot of 7777s or whatever on them, right? So this video is meant to bring a little bit light to the subject of what these actually mean. Remember, they're all positive, and a lot of times if you can talk to the universe and say, can you answer me a question, and ask it in a binary way. So if you're looking for a yes or a no, you can say, hey, source of spirit, if I should go left, show me a sequence of XYZ, whatever number you have. And if you see it, you kind of start having a dialogue, right? So it's pretty fun if you want to play with that. But let's get right into it. I'll walk you through zeros all the way through 9. The intent is to show you what major arcanas represent those numbers, and in the current situation, what's going on, what's the guidance, and what will be the outcome if you were to follow that guidance. So it'll be very, very quick readings on each number, but just wanted to make this video because a lot of friends ask me about it. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. Hello, welcome or welcome back to this video of fun, exciting, repeating numbers. You can call them angel numbers or spirit numbers, universal numbers, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with 0. So I'm going to show you the major arcana for each of the repeating numbers. Zeros is represented by the Fool in tarot, which is the beginning. It is the beginning and the end. It is all encompassing. Okay, everything begins and ends with the 0. The Fool is the character in tarot around whom the entire tarot is built, right? The Fool is the one who starts the journey, then he becomes into the magician and manifesting and taking power into their hands and like building their life, and they find their faith and so on and so forth. So it's the entire journey. Each card represents like a step in the journey of this Fool. So this is, think of it as your incarnation, like what are you here meant to do, or the next phase in your life. So if you're seeing repeating zeros, your major arcana is the Fool. I'm just gonna save it over here just so we can refer to it. But basically it's time for new beginnings. Okay, what is it, something that you've been trying to start? Is there a creative endeavor? Is there a relationship? Where do you need to take a leap of faith? That's when you likely see triple zeros or 0000, any of those numbers would show up. Okay, so let's just get 3 cards with tarot just to see what the situation is. So I'm going to use the first card as the situation. The second would be the advice from spirit, and the third as the outcome. We got 4, so we'll take 4. That's okay. All right, wow, you have the words. So for situation, we have the King of Swords. This talks about being very truthful, using your throat chakra very actively. Is there a situation where you need to speak your truth? And really use your intellect and not your emotions. The King of Swords is somebody who tends to be a little more analytical and sometimes can be called cold, but this is the card for the situation. So there must be something, I'm not saying must be, there's likely to be something that requires you to cut through all the distractions and step up and lead and speak your truth. The advice from Spirit here is the World card. Okay, the World is another major arcana showing up here. So this really talks about endings and beginnings, all of it. And if you look at that, that's like a 0, right? So you're seeing zeros. The universe is telling you, this is also called universe in some other decks, this is time to step through a new portal. This literally represents a portal. It talks about ending cycles and beginning something new. So I'm getting the feeling that whatever the situation is, you're really being called to wrap it up. Okay, it's very specific, I know, but that's what we're getting for this collective who sees a lot of zeros. Oh, and the outcome, oh my God. This is a powerful group. Okay, the outcome, should you choose to follow the advice of putting an end to something that you know needs to end, the outcome is the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Major arcana about major arcana after. Look at this. So the Tower really talks about, it's going to cause a shakeup, but in a good way. And if you've seen my other readings, I always tell people, like, create your own Tower moments, which means find situations or areas in your life that are not resonating with you anymore. Take the action to change that, because you don't want it to be so late that the universe intervenes, because that's when it becomes a shock, right? We want to create our own Tower moments. So were you to close this chapter, you will be able to build a solid foundation. Just chop out anything that does not resonate with you, build a solid foundation to your liking, to your satisfaction, the way it resonates with you. And I was going to pull just 3, but you also got another major arcana, which is the Wheel of Fortune. The moment you do that, your luck is going to turn. The Wheel of Fortune is like hitting the jackpot. It is, you know, all reaping the rewards of all the good karma that you've put out. What you put is what you receive. And sometimes it can be a very slow moving energy, but I love this because it's just following the Tower, which is a very fast energy. So do this action and watch how quickly your luck turns around. Wow, I'm like, you're in the first group. I'm already blown away. I think, you know, Spirit has some interesting plans for you guys today. Not today, but this is an amazing lifetime. So I'm gonna use the Magical Oracle and sketch you 2 cards just to see what magic surrounds you currently through this. So this could be a person, this could be a situation, a job, a career, a complete career path change, or anything like that. The King of Swords is you're in a position to cut something out. Okay, so let's see what surrounds you. Number 1 and number 2. So we have, oh, I love you guys. You have Wisdom, number 7. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. So these are like magical spell cards, but what surrounds you right now is a lot of wisdom. The King of Swords, use your wisdom, use your intellect, and look at this. This is why I said, oh my God. Number 44. So you may be seeing 0s and 4s or 1s and 4s, but you have new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. There is so much magic surrounding you guys right now. Use your wisdom. And this kind of like goes with what I was thinking or kind of intuiting over here is like, as soon as you make this Tower moment, as soon as you close this chapter, your luck is going to turn. This is very serendipitous, right? So use your wisdom, make the changes. And as soon as you do that, you will see beautiful new beginnings. I love this. Let's get you one final card from Divine Energy Oracle. This is what your higher self wants to say to you at this time. Okay, just one card. Group 0, I like that. Your message from your higher self is focus on success. Boom. Boom. That's what you got to do. You got like big energies. Again, 0, as I said, is all encompassing. It's the beginning and the end. You've got new beginnings. You've got endings and luck turning. Wisdom is here and you're being called to focus on success and take this leap of faith. All right. I hope that helps. Watch another number if you see more numbers. All right. See you next time. All right, we're moving on to repeating ones. So if it's 11, which is called a master number, or 111 or 1111, any of those numbers, this is going to be a message for you. Now, 1 is represented by the magician in tarot, or the major arcana, and this is when we're called to understand what goes, in, comes out, as above, so below. We have the infinity symbol here, and with all the elements that the magician has, it just reminds us that we have everything that we need to create what we want. Okay, there is no need to depend on somebody else or look for resources. We possess everything within us, and this is like the next step, or the first step of the Fool in the journey of tarot. So we are called to manifest whatever we want. So it's the 1 is also a very masculine number, which means we're called to take charge. Just take charge and go forth. So along with magician, 2 other major arcanas that also relate to this number is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. So all these energies really talk about, look at this. I think maybe we'd start with the Sun first. The Sun really talks about everything being warm and sunny and happy, and kind of like 5th house energy, where you want to be very creative, very childlike, and have that enthusiasm and positive attitude that will draw things to you. So that's very important with the Sun. It is the happiest card in the deck. Okay, so when you see 1s, it's also a little reminder, like, get back to being happy, happy, do a little happy dance, whatever you want. That helps switch your vibration very quickly, and that's what really helps the wheel turn faster. You have the Wheel of Fortune, so it's also a 10, this is a 19, all of them reduced to a 1. And the Wheel of Fortune, again, talks about similar things. What goes around comes around, right? So keep your karma circle very positive. And the more positive you put out, the more positive you're going to get in. So those are like the major meanings behind the number 1 in tarot. Now what I want to do is actually just leave them over here, and we'll get 3 cards. So currently, when you're seeing this video, I want to see what the messages are for you. We're gonna draw just 3 cards and then some oracles. And I want to see what is the current situation that you may be questioning about, or you may be going through. So 1 card for the situation, 1 for advice, and then 1 for outcome, should you choose to take the advice, right? So what is the situation for my beautiful group 1s? We'll call you group 1s. You'll see repeating 1s. Okay, let's just draw it this way. That's the situation, the advice, and the likely outcome. If you were to follow it, okay. I don't think you need any help. You, as I said, happy, do a little happy dance, whatever the situation, because this is calling for your happiness. You have the 9 of Cups. The advice is 10 of Wands, okay? And the likely outcome is the 4 of Cups. All right, so what I'm seeing over here is this is a situation where you're trying to find your happy. Okay, you're trying to find your happy, if that's what's going on over here. And the advice from Spirit is put down these burdens. It is time to put it all down. Again, you got a 10. We got a 10 over here, which reduces to a 1 again. So put the burdens down. Take the action to close chapters that don't resonate with you anymore, to have the conversation with people or situations, whatever that may be, where you feel really burdened because you've been carrying this for way too long. If it's in a relationship, have that conversation. And, after that, you really need to do that in order to come to this place where you will receive the divine cup, right? The 4 of Cups is a bit of a energy of feeling, I've been waiting forever, contemplating when is my time going to come to shine and have a lot of fun with this 9 of Cups. And the message here is you, so this is what I'm getting. I'm seeing the visual. When both your hands are full, you can't hold something else, okay? It's like you're carrying 2 full heavy grocery bags and then you want to go and pick up a giant box of, shipment box. You physically can't. You have to put the burden down, and that's what I'm really strongly getting that over here. You may keep waiting, or you may want to keep waiting for that offer, that opportunity, that job, that relationship to come forward, but currently there isn't space in your let's say your energetic body to invite that in. So you need to put the burdens down. It's almost like a, you know, a spring cleaning, if you want to call that, off the emotions, off the baggage, off the even anything physical that is cluttering your life right now. You cannot invite something new unless you let that go. And once you let that go, that's when this divine offer, this divine thing is going to come to you. So very clear messages today. I like this. So let's use the magical oracle and see what magic surrounds you at this time on this journey. We'll get 2 of these. My beautiful group ones. Let's see what we have. We have psychic protection, number 40. Around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. All right, that's a nice message. And then we have abundance. Look at that. Yeah, you have abundance, happiness coming your way. Goddess of abundance. Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. Wow, this is like the prosperity card. So you do have this energy around you, but in order to receive it, like you got to do a little bit of clearing. So let's get one final message from your divine oracle and see what your higher self wants to tell you. Remember, you are the magician. You see ones, you create. Okay, let's see what we have. It says imagine solutions. I like this because it kind of goes with the 4 of Cups, a little bit of a dreamy, a little bit of thinking and contemplating. But all you got to do is stop thinking of the problems and instead start, imagining solutions, and things are really going to fall into place. So those are the messages for you. Moving on to the next sign. Okay. Group 2s, I'm going to call you 2s. If you see 2 2s, 2 2 2, 2 2 2 2, this is the part of the reading for you. So the 2s are usually talk about balance. They talk about harmony, balancing different elements, and just, think of it as like work-life balance, head over heart matters, trying to have a very moderate and temperate life path in general. So they really talk about balancing. Also, I think really being in an energy of giving positive out so you can receive positive in. Now, it is in the tarot represented mainly by the High Priestess, but then we also have the Justice and the Judgment cards, which reduce down to number 2. So let me just talk through these because these are important for you. Usually the High Priestess, doesn't matter the gender, is somebody who possesses the inner knowledge. Okay, they have all the knowledge. Again, you'll see the balance over here, the black and the white. It really talks about being able to use our judgment to navigate the gray. You have that knowledge within you. You don't need to worry. Just ask your higher self, your inner guidance, and you'll receive the answer. Usually, it does talk about hidden knowledge. So this may not be apparent to you right away, but the more you tap into it, the more you get comfortable and confident in finding the answers within. So that's the High Priestess. Then we have a Justice, which also represents number 2. It is 11, which is a master number, adds up to 8 too, so we keep reducing in tarot. And again, you'll see there is the scales over here in this card. It again talks about balancing things out. There should be justice for all, equality, and it's almost very mathematical the way the universe works. Okay, it is like literally an equation of what you put in is what you're going to get out. So justice really talks about that. Stay in that energy, always be fair and just. And then the third one for you is the Judgment, which is number 20, boils down to a 0. This calls you to, again, listen to your inner guidance, similar to the High Priestess, but mainly see, it's almost like a rebirth when this energy comes up. It's like, okay, I don't feel like my old self anymore, and I'm just in a very different space. I'm a different person. That's the energy of the judgment. Okay, so the judgment really calls you, the angel's trumpet really calls you to answer your true calling. And your true calling, it doesn't have to be really big. Okay, don't complicate it. It's literally like all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, okay, maybe you want to try a different diet, or maybe all of a sudden you become very interested in Pilates or something like that, right? That's just an inner calling. So when you get that, you know, it's just like follow that nudge through. Let's see how we get all of these here. Just follow that. That's what the twos are meant to be. Bring balance and harmony, because if you don't, you're going to feel very discombobulated and imbalanced overall. So that's why these number twos are here. So let's get you let's see, the other thing I wanted to also call out is like 2 is usually a feminine number. So it is a number of receiving. You know how we saw, if you saw the previous ones, the 1 magician is a very masculine number. It really talks about going out and getting what you want. 2 is more about receiving. It is more about manifesting and just creating an energy and frequency of receiving. So that's also an important message, I think, some of you that need to hear. So let's draw 3 cards from tarot. What we're going to do is look at a such situation, what your current situation is, what is the advice from spirit, and then what will be the likely outcome should you choose to follow that advice. Okay, so the situation is the 7 of Shields, which is the 7 of Pentacles. Let's get an advice. Ooh, the World, and the likely outcome is the Fool. I love this. I absolutely love this. All right, so very clear. The situation right now, this is going to be a very straight message, but please remember to use your free will. Okay, I'm just a messenger, and these are general energies. 7 of Pentacles, the way it's coming out with these cards, is an energy of where we're contemplating, we're evaluating. That's the word I was looking for. We're literally figuring out, we put in so much effort, is it worth putting in more effort, or should we close this chapter? So you could think of it as like, let's say, for example, a relationship that you may have been on again, off again, and for many years, or you may not have been on and off again, but you may have been in a relationship sort of for a long time, but don't know where it's going. Another example, you could be in a job that just seems like you're not satisfied, but you've spent considerable time in it, and effort onto it. So that's the energy. Is like, okay, I've come this far, but I don't seem to be going anywhere. What's happening? That's the energy applied to the situation that you have. Specifically at this time when you're watching this reading, if this is your situation, the advice very clearly from Spirit over here is to close the chapter. Whatever the situation is. The World card talks about endings. It talks about close, like the 0. So it's all encompassing. It is time to end a chapter so you can begin the new. That's like a 0. And we have right next to it the Fool, which is the outcome, which is a brand new journey, taking the leap of faith and just like dropping all of the expectations. Because if you look at the Fool really travels light, super light, you know, and the Fool doesn't take a lot of heavy baggage with them. So this is like, okay, once you close this chapter, all the burdens are just going to fall away, all the pressure, the responsibilities, or let's say the expectations or the conditioned expectations or programming will fall away, and you'll be able to take a leap of faith and start something new. But this, to me, I mean, honestly, use your free will and your own judgment as well. If this doesn't resonate, don't take it. But very clearly, if this is something you've been thinking, what do I do? Do I continue? Do I stop? The advice from Spirit is to close it, to stop that chapter, put an end to it, so you can take a new journey. Wow. All right. Yeah, I really can't say anything more over here. It's so straightforward. All right. So let's get 2 cards from the Magic Oracle, Magical Spell cards, and 2 just popped out just like that. Okay. So we have organization and dream, sweet, sleep, deep. Okay, so the first one is, I'm going to just read the little, they have little spells here. I feel like, I don't know, something's going to happen when I read these. It says, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. So for some of you, this could be really related to a job where, you know, you're being called to organize your thoughts, get your stuff in order so you can move on, and sleep in peace, okay? Because there may be a lot of sleepless nights because of this. And then you have number 45, dream sweet, sleep deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn. Wondrous dreams for days reborn. Reborn, that's the Fool. So anyway, probably the message here right now is like, you need sleep. You definitely need to sleep and rest and rejuvenate, and you probably could benefit from better organization. So let's close your reading with one message from your higher self. These are the divine oracle energies. Let's see what your higher self has to tell you. This will be a simple message. This card is being very sticky. Okay. It is engage higher reason. All right, so this is again, look at the big picture. Okay, this may be a confusing time for some of you with the Seven of Pentacles over here. I just don't like the alignment of the cards. There we go. This may be a little bit of confusing time. And I think with the organization and engage higher reason, what I'm getting is some of you really need to step back. So step back a little and organize the big picture and see where you need to go. And once you carve out your path, again, go back to organizing and wrapping things up so you can sleep restfully, beautifully at night. All right, those are the messages for you. I'll see you next time. All right, so we're now moving on to threes. So you have the group threes. If you see repeating threes, 33, 333, 3333, however many you see them. 3 is a number of creation, and in tarot, the major arcana for it, the main one is the Empress, and the Empress is, you know, she's represented by or ruled by Venus, so there's a lot of creativity, beauty, this flow, this fertility. It is also pregnancy. It can also relate to starting or birthing something new. So if you're starting a new business, if you're starting a new creative endeavor, whatever they may be, 3 stands for creation. So if you're seeing repeating 3s, it's probably a nudge from the universe that this is a good time to get started and create something out of your, you know, your, not imagination, but creative spark, your inspiration that you get. It's the right time, or maybe if you're seeing it again and again, it's about time that you get started on it. It can also relate to, you know, 3. So when up until like 1, we have just one figure, then we get 2, and when we get the 3 is when we can create a shape. So triangle is the most stable shape in the universe. So it really talks about creating a stable platform for you to build on top of. And a lot of times when this comes up in work situations, it really talks about you know, very good colleagues or very good teamwork. In relationships, it can literally talk about pregnancy, because 1 and 1 together create a third, so that can refer to a child or a pet, or, you know, expanding your family. So generally it's about expansion, fertility, creation, creativity. It's time to let your creative juices flow. Okay, so that's the main energy for 3s. Now the other major arcanas are the Hangman and the World, that also reduce down to a 3. The Hangman really talks about surrendering and not holding yourself to a timeline. So especially when we tie it to creativity, you can't time creative work, right? You may have ideas coming through, but you can't say, okay, today between 2 to 3 p.m. is when I'm going to come up with a creative idea. I'm going to build it. I'm going to ship it, whatever that is. Now, these ideas brew when you're relaxed, when you've surrendered, when you're well rested. You know, self-love, self-care. You have to surrender to the timing. That's when the bright ideas come. The hangman is not suffering at all. He is willingly in this position, and he's just like hanging out. He's like, yeah, I'm having a good time, you know, I'm just gonna wait for the intuition to kick in and for the creative ideas to come in. So that's what their message is with the hangman when it comes to creativity. And with the world is, again, it's like, get going. End the old chapter and start something new. Create something new. That's what the world energy is. This card has come out so much today already. Up until now, I'm just on number 3. I think it's come out twice already when I'm drawing the tarot. But this really talks about walking through a new portal, okay? Closing old chapters and beginning new. Beginnings are all related to creation, right? So those are the main themes in tarot for number 3. And generally, just remember, 3 talks about creation. So let's draw you 3 cards from tarot, and the intent is to get 1 card on your current situation, whatever that may be at this point in your life when you're watching this video. 1 card on the situation, 1 on the advice, and then 1 on the likely outcome should you choose to take the advice. Again, these are general, so please remember to only take what resonates in this section, and then also use your free will, okay? All right, so let's see, Spirit, for my group 3s. What is the situation? We have the 8 of, is there something hiding behind it? Yeah, there is. Okay, so I'm going to take them together. We have the Star and the 8 of Shields, so that's the situation. Ooh, this could be actually related to career for some of you. The advice is the Knight of Swords. No, the Knight of Wands. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's get you 1 for the outcome. Should you choose to be in the Knight of Wands energy? Too many flying out. I'll take the first one that came out. Okay, Nine of Cups. Easy peasy, bright as day. All right, so the situation seems to be, again, apply whatever fits to your life at this time. But what I'm seeing here with the Star card and the 8 of Shields, by the way, adds up to an 8 and 8. So you may also be seeing 888 or 88. Then watch the timestamp for repeating 8s. This tells me that there is a desire for something to be completed, for you to come out and shine on something. The Star talks about recognition, it talks about public image, it talks about just finally receiving the rewards, but it also talks about healing. In this case, because it's come out with the 8 of Shields, it's really telling me this has been something, either a passion project, either a relationship, or anything, any area of your life where you've been putting in quite a bit of effort, and you're waiting for the results to come out. So this is hard work, but we work on something that we enjoy, so we don't mind putting in the hard work. This is not like, you know, tedious menial labor where you're just like, you know, you don't like it at all. You actually do, because you're hoping for a reward from it. So that seems to be the situation. Again, could be a relationship, could be a job, or any of those areas. The advice from Spirit on this is the Knight of Wands. So this really talks about go the distance. This, you know, again, the only caution here is like it's kind of telling you, this energy is telling you to use all your fire and go forward, but also pace yourself, that don't rush the process. That's what I'm getting, because when the dragon in this, let me see if I see it that way. Maybe it's the Knight of Swords that shows up, but that's the energy I'm getting. There could be a lot of steam brewing within you, so there may be a little bit of impatience, and it's because, you know, when we work at something for so long, we're just waiting and we're running out of patience. So this is a bit of a dual message, like have patience, but use your power, use your inner fire to charge ahead, but take the time to rest. So don't keep running to the point of exhaustion that your dragon like literally runs on fumes. You cannot run on fumes. You have to, like, I have to take a breath right now. You have to take a pause. You have to take a break, but keep going. The passion is right on. If you're being pulled in this direction from your inner passion, that is absolutely right on. And if you like do it in a very I would say, methodical, smart way where you're really desiring to get there, but then also taking pauses or breaks along the way to restore yourself. The outcome would be 9 of Cups, which is 9 of Cauldrons in this deck. Absolute wish fulfillment. All your wishes are going to come true in this matter, whatever this is. This is so clear. I love the messages are so clear today. I am really enjoying this. So let's get you 2 cards from the Magical Oracle. Let's see what magic surrounds you at this point. Okay, they're flying. Okay. Oh, we got the same cards for another number. So I'm going to draw you one more, but let's just look at this. We have the Wisdom. Completely. Wisdom is driving everything here. So be wise in using your own energy. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. I feel like something big is going to happen every time I read these cards. So use your wisdom. Okay, you have a lot of wisdom right now. That will lead you to new beginnings, which will make you very happy. You have new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. And I want to get you one more because I think this came out for the same 2 cards. I don't know, one of the other numbers, number 0 probably. So you may want to watch that as well. And then you have healing. Candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power. Again, I was getting that thing over here with the fumes, running on fumes and just like exhausting ourselves. So let's not do that. There is a lot of healing energy around you. So make sure you do spend time to take care of yourself. All right, let's close out your reading with a message from your higher self. Let's see what we have, what your higher self wants to tell you. Ask with sincerity. Okay, so this really talks about inner guidance. Again, this, I think the star energy over here and the 8 of Swords really tell me this is something that you really, really want and desire. Just ask, like when you go in a meditative state, to your higher self, to your spirit team, ask with sincerity. You already have the wisdom. Honestly, I feel it's just about inner wisdom and tapping into it. Just ask and the answers will come to you. Your spirit team is really watching over you. But it's all about, it's almost an energy of being super clear on what we want to achieve and why we want to get that goal. A lot of times we need to like center and understand, why exactly do I want this goal? Is it because I truly desire, which is the Wand's energy, or is it because it's expected of me? So just clear that in your head. You have the wisdom to distinguish between the two, and from that ask with sincerity so you can have a new beginning. Cool. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, group 4s. If you see 44, 444, or any number of repeating 4s, this part of the reading is for you. The 4 is represented in tarot by the Emperor. Before I get into this, 4 is really about foundation. So in 3s, we talked about, you know, when you take 3 lines, you can form a triangle. When you get to 4, you can actually form a square, which does not, my hands don't look like a square, but 4 sides. And that really like represents the foundation that we build. The 4 is also related to the 4th house. So this can relate to a time in your life when when you're working on your home and family and your foundations, your security. It's all about security. It can also talk about, you know, people moving in or moving out of your home, literally, to that literal sense. It could be like, you know, a sibling moving in, a parent moving in, or you moving in with your parents or something like that. It's all about home and family because it talks about the foundation. You know, of course, similarly, it can talk about you wanting to buy a home, to move, you know, a different apartment, move locations, but it is where we feel at home. That is represented by number 4, the Emperor in tarot. And it is more of a masculine energy because the Emperor is like the king of all kings, right? They've got the swords, the wands, the cups, and the coins, all encompass all those kings, kind of, that's the king this is, right? All of those combine into the emperor. And the emperor is somebody who leads, who creates their kingdom, right? So prosperity is there, happiness is there, intellect is there, and also the emotional investment is there in whatever they create. And it's also an energy of protection. So protection is where also 444 or repeating force, for example, really tell us when your spirit team is around you. It's specifically around, spirit guides and archangels as well. So they are surrounding you whenever you see the repeating fours, because they offer the protection. To me, Archangel Michael is one of the ones that comes to mind most often when we talk about protection, but could be anybody or anyone or anything that you believe in, your spirit team, your highest self. They're around you, protecting you when you see those numbers. So again, and this talks about you have the ability within you to be the emperor of your life, to build your life to your liking, to build the foundations in a way that you feel fulfilled about yourself, and you really create a protective environment for you and your loved ones. Now, the other major arcana that also adds up to a 4 is the death card. So it's a 13, boils down to a 4, and this talks about resurrection, right? So ending old patterns and beginning new. This is complete shift in life. So it's possible, again, at a very high level, if you're in a situation or a life stage where you feel like things are falling apart. Okay, that happens when we go through awakenings and, major transitions in our life. Everything starts to fall away. That's making the space so you can rise like the phoenix and come and become the emperor of your life, right? So they kind of go hand in hand to me as a reader. So they're very, very powerful, but they talk about rebirth, complete phoenix moment, and also having a lot of protection and encouraging you to move forward and build your life. Okay, so we're going to put these here and we're going to draw 3 tarot cards with the intent of, like, at this time when you're watching this reading, what could be a current situation that you want answers on, what's the advice from spirit, and then what's the likely outcome should you choose to follow the advice. Remember, these are general. Some of them have been very specific. So, and if you see multiple repeating numbers, feel free to watch them all. So let's see. My beautiful group 4 spirit, tap me into, this is coming out in different positions a lot today. So the desire, the situation is the 9 of Cups. What is the advice? Yes, no, okay. Sometimes the cards have been flying, so I'm going to draw. The advice is 4 of Wands, and the outcome is the Queen of Wands. Beautiful. So let me just suck this in. This is very, very interesting. So the situation is you wanting to look for happiness, okay? With the 9 of Cups coming out for the situation, it really talks about wish fulfillment, feeling fulfilled in life, and just being very happy overall, all around. That's something that you may be desiring at this moment, and the advice is very clear. It's like, really build your foundation, focus on being happy. And this is also about being very content. You got another 4, group 4s. So see the synchronicities. It's really talking about focusing on building a happy, healthy foundation. Very emperor-like energy. It's also 11-11. So if you are a person who also sees 11-11, that is also, I read the 4 of Wands as 11-11 card as well. This talks about walking through a new portal where you're gonna come into divine happiness, right? So the advice from Spirit here is, like, really at this time, connect with the people in your life, build a solid foundation, find happiness at home. What makes you feel at home right here? That's what it is. This is a very happy family, happy energy card. That's the advice. Focus on your inner happiness and build a foundation. Connect with the true people. This can also mean a marriage card for some of you. So if you've been thinking about proposing to your, to your person, or if you have a proposal coming your way, you're anticipating it, this is a positive indication that go for it. And the outcome from that would be the Queen of Wands, which is like you coming and shining. The Queen of Wands is a very magnetic personality. It's not about the, not about the gender at all. It's about just having that aura of you exuding confidence and just like being so happy and passionate that you will attract more and more positive things. So there's a lot of Wands energy here, and I feel like passion is running high at this time in your life for sure. And again, this is very, very fine group because we have happiness and passion. So it's all very, very positive energies. Just tweak them a little bit and make sure that you do connect with the right people so you can come out and shine. And maybe these people will also help you shine a little bit. So that's the message for you. Let's see what magic surrounds you at this time. We'll get 2 of these cards. And then we'll get one closing message from your higher self. So let's see what we have. We have, that's the Queen of Wands. And ooh, guys, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is amazing. You are perfectly surrounded by your spirit team at this time. Everything is falling into place. You are building a solid foundation. You are highly, highly encouraged to stay in a positive state of mind. This is powerful. I gotta write this down. The 4s are popping. So you got beauty. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. You're going to come out and shine. The Queen of Wands right here. And then we have organization, number 42. We have another 4. But it adds up to a 6, so I'll let it slide. Organization, purpose, planning, efficiency now come to me so easily. This came out for another number as well. If this is related to marriage or companionship or, moving your relationship to the next level, also like could be like, establishing a business, organization is going to be key. Of course, if you're planning a wedding, oh my God, organization is going to be key, right? So any of those, but enjoy your beauty as this time and appreciate yourself. Do focus on self-love, self-care. It's only going to benefit you with all these energies here with the Queen of Wands and the beauty showing up. Not about the gender. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. That's going to really, really help you shine. Wow. Okay. And let's get a closing message from your higher self. What does your higher self want to tell you, group 4? Okay. Ooh, this is a direct message, so take what fits. Address your addictions. All right. What I'm getting from this really is, while we do have the 9 of Cups, which usually can talk about a little too much wine and dine, you know what I mean? Maybe desserts. Guilty. Okay. So address your addictions. Now, this sometimes, I think coming next to the organization, I'm also getting sometimes we can be over organized. If you have a lot of Virgo placements, that can be a thing where we are really addicted to order and planning and lists and to-do lists. So watch out for that. But if there's anything else, just address that. Just divine. Your higher self is telling you, all right, maybe cut down on the candy, maybe cut down on the wine glass, something like that. So, but really, this is the most synchronous group I've seen so far. So wish you the best. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, group 5s. If you see repeating 5s, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, any number of 5s, this part of the reading is for you. 5s talk about changes, okay? And usually there are changes that lead us to growth. I think the most common number I saw for years was 555, over and over again, 555. And I was like, okay, what now? What now? But no, it's all about positive. It's usually not as surprising. It's not like, and it's a very balanced number. It's also the midway from 1 through 9. So it falls right into the middle. So it's like finding a middle path. A very balanced path that will lead you to the next level. Okay, there's usually changes coming your way. That's when you see a lot of repeating 5s. It is a very open number. If you look at the shape, it's a pretty open number. So it kind of calls you to be flexible. Okay, don't be rigid. in your thinking, in your plans for life. It's just be like, all right, you don't stress out about things. If you know some change is coming, just wait for it to come, and then with a calm mind, try to come up with a solution. The fives are about changes, and fives are also about freedom. A lot of freedom. I am a life path 5, and a life path, I can't say it. A life path 5 is all about freedom and constant growth and constant changes, right? So you may be somebody who likes to travel or like to learn about different cultures or different philosophies, anything like that, different foods. It's very free-spirited number, okay? But it talks about change come and the growth that comes through the change. In tarot, and the Hierophant represents number 5. That's the major arcana. And really, it's interesting because this is where, remember when I was saying be flexible, don't be rigid? Traditionally, the Hierophant is a very rigid energy. There's a lot of structure, but then when we graduate and we learn more, we learn, okay, what is really my structure? What is my school of thought? And usually, it comes up with religion, with spirituality, with changing jobs and professions, marriage. And, the Hierophant represents the marriage card. So could be coming up around that. So that's the main energy. The second major arcana that adds up or reduces to a 5 is Temperance. So the 14 reduces to a 5, and this is where the balance comes in, right? So this is where you have to go with the flow of life, mixing different elements and see where can I shift. Just being very flexible and on your toes, and being very agile in your approach to life. That's what the 5s talk about, okay? But usually people get nervous when they see 5s because they feel like, oh my God, something's going to change. It's not like that. It's all for your positive growth. Speaking from experience. Okay, so let's use tarot for this part of the reading and see. We're going to get 3 cards. What your current situation may be that you may be thinking about or maybe asking your guides for. And then 1 advice, and then 1 likely outcome should you choose to follow the advice. Okay. Spirit, we need another card. This has come, I'm just going to show you, this is about wish fulfillment and wanting to have happiness. I'm going to put this back because this card has already come out 3 times. So I just want to give my deck a good shuffle. All right, Spirit, this is for group 5s, my beautiful 5s. Let's see, repeating 5s. What is the situation? What is the advice? And what is the likely outcome? All right, let's take a look here. The situation is the 3 of Cups. All right, it's still Cups came out, so still about celebration and happiness. The advice is justice. Okay, number 11, which adds up to a 2. And then the outcome is the 4 of Shields, which in this deck it's called Shields, but it means 4 of Pentacles. All right, so this is interesting. Very, very, very unique and very specific, so please take it if it resonates. The 3 of Cups talks about your focus may be on reconnecting with friends and family, right? We've been in a situation where we've been very disconnected, and you are trying to get back out there, if this is you, and so you can celebrate the small wins and get back together with friends and family, right? 3s also talk about celebration, so there may be something that you want to celebrate. You may be anticipating the outcome of some endeavor, like a job interview, a property you may be closing on, or anything like that. The focus seems to be, when will I get to celebrate? That may be the question that you're thinking. The advice from Spirit is that in due time. Okay, the Justice card comes out, and it really talks about taking a very balanced approach, which is similar to what we talked about with the Temperance over here, right? So the energy, what I'm getting into here is like, don't rush into it. Whatever the situation is where you really, really want to celebrate and go forward and really cherish it, just take measured approach. That's what I'm getting here with the Justice card. The outcome is going to be fair to everybody involved, and sometimes we don't see the big divine plan, right? And we may think like, oh, should have gone the other way. How's that fair? So it's just like for some of you, I think it's divine timing, and I'm really getting that you need to move a little slower. It's very specific, but I have to honor what I'm getting. And the outcome, if you were to just tread a little carefully and not rush into it, whatever this is, the outcome is going to be stability and security. So the I keep saying Four of Cups. So Four of Cups is also like, you know, when you're waiting and the offer arrives. The Four of Shields really talks about having a secure foundation. So you may also want to watch, if you get repeating fours, I talked about how 4 is the foundation. I cannot make a square with my hands, but it talks about building a secure foundation, and that's what the 4 of Pentacles is. If you tread a little slower, your foundations are going to be more firm. Okay, they're not going to be flimsy. That's the message I'm getting here. So probably you may be a little impatient on whatever this is. Unfortunately, Spirit is saying move a little bit slower, okay, because they may have bigger plans for you. The universe may have bigger plans for you. All right, so let's see what magic energy surrounds you at this moment. I know some of the messages are very specific, so if you see one type of repeating number, you likely see others as well, so do check out the other ones as well. And this card has come out already so many times. Okay, so we have wisdom and prosperity. Look at that, I'm telling you, with the justice and the wisdom coming out, this really tells a very interesting picture. Is like, use your wisdom. Also, with this coming out, the combination, like, don't get influenced quickly by some of your friends who may not be thinking, they don't mean ill at all. There's no malice in this, but they may not be in depth into your situation as you are. So use your wisdom. So don't quickly make a decision based on what others, friends or family may tell you. We have wisdom on a Wednesday with a waxing moon. Let wisdom come and be renewed. Okay, so use your own inner guidance in this case. If you do, and with the justice energy, if you follow this carefully, using your knowledge, you're going to come into prosperity. Look at that, right under the 4 of Pentacles, which is about our stability. And this says, as this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universal divine. Okay, so again, use your wisdom, don't rush into it, and you'll definitely come out into a lot of balance and harmony, and also a stable foundation with a lot of prosperity. So let's get you one message from your higher self to close out your reading. Okay, these cards stick, they're still a little new. So I like these messages. I'm really enjoying this divine energy oracle. Your higher self wants to tell you, do something different. Please comment below what you're going to do different. I think if you are used to kind of with the Hierophant here, I'm getting the sense that if you have like a role model, a mentor within your friend or family circle, and you feel very comfortable listening to them and following them, this time Spirit is saying do something different. So maybe use your inner wisdom, your inner guidance over here in this situation, whatever this is, okay? And yeah, give it some time. Give it some time. You'll be surprised at the beautiful shift that's going to come, because we have the 5s, so which talks about changes. All right, be flexible. Those are the messages for you, group 5. I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 6. If you see repeating 6s, this is part of the reading is for you. 6 number on its own is all about divine love. Okay, it's about unconditional love, and it's also a lot of self-love. Okay, whatever we do, we're called to go with our heart center. And it's interestingly in tarot, it's represented by the Lovers, which is the number 6. So it's about divine union, but generally it's about being in union with ourselves, our divine masculine, divine feminine, which is about what is our drive, what are we being called to do, whatever we are chasing. And I use the word chasing, which is a bit of an aggressive word, but whatever we are going after, is that from love, or is that just from sheer competition, or let's say the egoic side, right? So sixes are all about unconditional love for everything that we go for in life. And in tarot, this is really represented by the Lovers. So again, you know, when we see a lot of repeating sixes, by the way, it's very positive, even though we do in the second arcana is also the Devil, which is 15, reduces to a 6. These are actually really good. I feel very happy when I see like 666 or 6666, whatever the numbers are, because they always tell me whatever I'm doing, I'm in perfect harmony. Okay, so that's something to remember. Now, let's talk about both of these cards. The Lovers talks about coming into a balance. As I said, you know, is our heart and our mind in coherence? You know, are we feeling balanced in whatever we do? Like, or is it just sheer passion, or is it just emotions? There has to be a good balance for it, and that's what the Lovers talks about. So it's again coming into union within ourselves, with our divine masculine and divine feminine. And of course, sometimes it can also literally be about our love partner coming into our life, or we manifesting our love, our true love, whatever you want to call it, right? Our twin flame. The second arcana here is the Devil, and this adds up, reduces to a 6. This again talks about loving ourselves so much, unconditional love, where we break our own mental chains. The Devil is all about freedom. It's all about breaking free from our own inhibitions, from our own conditioning, from our own programming that holds us back. So when this Devil card comes out, we're like, all right, let's break the chains. Let's break out and come and really love ourselves so we can grow unconditionally into our beautiful selves. Okay, so that's what the sixes are. It's all about unconditional love in whatever area of your life, and finding balance in our masculine and feminine energies. Okay, so let's get into tarot. We're going to do 3 cards from the tarot deck just to see what may be the situation at this time. So 1 card on your situation, 1 card on advice from spirit, and then 1 on the likely outcome should you choose to follow the advice. Remember, this part is very general. Couple of the groups have got very specific messages, so please use your free will. It's been very interesting readings today. So Spirit, tap me into group 6's situation. What is their current situation that they want answers on? This would be the situation. This would be the advice, and this would be the likely outcome. Let's see what we have. The situation is the Knight of Swords. The advice is 6 of Shields, which is the 6 of Pentacles, and the outcome is the 4 of Cups, or 4 of Cauldrons, as it's called in this deck. Very interesting. So let me talk about the situation. There's probably something that you may be, I did use the word chasing in this group, didn't I? Yes. So something that you are chasing, but you feel like you're running out of steam. If you look at the dragon, literally running out of steam. And I got this from another Knight of Wands in another group, so maybe you watch that one. This really talks about something, either a goal, a desire, a passion, whatever it is, you're almost running out of steam, and you're kind of like in a not in a balanced state, because you're pushing yourself too much. You're pushing yourself too much, and you're looking for advice. Okay, so again, whatever this is, if this is a relationship, if this is a job, if this is a business, if you're trying to close a contract, whatever this may be, there is a bit of a hastiness in this from you. And the advice from hastiness, because it may have taken too long to even get to this stage, right? So you may want to rush right into it, but the main energy here that I'm really getting very clearly is there's much bigger things in play. If you look at the big clouds and the storm, the thunder coming through, and the Knight is still charging ahead despite the environment changing, and the dragon that the Knight is riding is literally running on fumes, right? So sometimes when we're very passionate about something, it's almost like swimming upstream. And that's when the universe says, like, you're trying too hard, give it some time. That's what I'm getting very clearly for some of you. Because the advice from Spirit is the Six of Shields, which is the Six of Pentacles. And it's about this really, if you look at up here, there is a balance. What is it called? I'm totally going blank. So, you know, this requires a very balanced approach. If you were to just surely push through, you're gonna get a little lopsided in your energy, which means you're going to feel imbalanced and you're going to feel unfulfilled, and kind of things will be a little bit off kilter. So maybe patience is the answer here. Take your time, be generous to yourself. Six of Pentacles usually is about generosity with others, but a lot of times what people don't do well is giving themselves time. Six of Pentacles is all about sitting back and getting ready to receive, literally like ready to receive from the divine. That's what the energy is. And for that, you have to take time, you have to relax, and you have to meditate, contemplate, but literally make time to receive. Just, you know, create that serenity for yourself. That's very important, to create that balance and harmony within so you can receive. And if you do that, if you slow down just a tad, that's when the divine offer is going to come. Okay, this person looks like they have to wait a while, but the wait is so worth it. I heard it somewhere. There is purpose in the pause, and that's what I'm getting for you. If you slow down and actually give yourself enough energy and time to be ready to receive, you will receive this thing or this offer, whatever this is. It's coming, but it will come in perfect time. I know we use the term divine timing quite a bit, and it frustrates people, but everything happens on time, perfect time in your timeline on this earth. So don't rush it. That's the message, because the universe has bigger plans for you. All right, my beautiful group sixes. All right, let's get you two cards on the Magic Oracle, and let's see what surrounds you. Number one and number two. Let's see what we have. Ooh, look at that. More dragons showing up for you. And this is a 6 already. Okay. More synchronicity. Oh, you got, oh my God, how did I not catch this? 6, and you got a 6 over here, and you got a 6 over here. So let's start with this one then, a number 24, which adds up to a 6. And we're looking for what magic surrounds you right now. And this talks about magical powers. Magical power says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic secrets to me now show. So this is really telling me there is, and you have a dragon here and you have a dragon here, or is it a phoenix? They both look like dragon, phoenix-y creatures to me. But this is really talking about you have such powerful manifestation powers within you. Follow your intuition, listen to your guidance. Again, go back to into the Lovers, where you want to balance your masculine and your feminine energies. There's a lot of hidden talent within you. You may not believe it, and that's why you have the second card over here, which is about confidence. This adds to a 5. By earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. What did I say? You have all the elements. It's all the elements listed here as well, right? So you have all the elements. Don't try to rush the process at this time. That's what I'm getting. There's a lot of magic in you. There's a lot of things you can manifest, but you need to, sorry if I say you need to, that's your free will. You kind of want to lean into the notion of perfect timing, that everything is running just on time. Just remember that piece, okay? Because that divine offer is going to come for you. All right, let's see what your higher self has to say to you to close out this reading. What do my beautiful group 6 need to hear? Again, this is, I think, the same thing that came out for I shuffled and shuffled. But that's your message, and I think it's very fitting. It's your higher self is telling you do something different. Again, for those of you who are, if you're a person who's on the go all the time, and trust me, no judgment, I'm one of those people. I finally had a big thing happen and I was like, all right, I really got to take a break. Okay. So don't let it manifest into physical problems. That's what happens. Do something different. Take your time, pace yourself, fill up your cup so you are ready to receive from the divine. Those are the messages I have for you, group 6. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 7s. If you see repeating 7s, this part of the reading is for you. So 7 in general is, again, a very open number. It is all about alignment. And a lot of times it's a spiritual alignment. It's about philosophies. It's about way of thinking, way of living. We see a lot of 7s when we're finally rising up to who we truly are, or we're being nudged to rise to be who we are. It is also, when if you hear the term you're in alignment, you will see a lot of luck surrounding you as well. So 777 is the number of the jackpot. If you see repeating 7s, they usually is considered very lucky and like good fortune and everything good coming your way. But the hidden message underneath is like you have to rise up to your true self, and that would require quite a bit of balancing within ourselves, right? But a lot of people start seeing 7s when they're getting onto a spiritual journey, and don't turn this into a very big term, spiritual journey, because we also don't want to have spiritual ego. Okay, so we want to be very careful with that. But it's all about when you start opening up to things different than what you've been programmed to throughout your life, right? As we grow up in a certain structure, but then we start opening up to different ideas and you're like, what? This doesn't make sense. I want to learn about that. Oh, that's really calling me. So it could be astrology, it could be numerology, it could be tarot, it could be meditation, and you could be following mentors like, Dr. Joe Dispenza, or how can I blank out on her? Abraham Hicks, right? Or any of those leaders who talk about different philosophies or metaphysics. Overall, you name it, but something different, and you are all automatically called to it. That's when usually people start seeing 7/7s. Now, in tarot, it's represented by the Chariot. So there are two. The first one is the Chariot, and Chariot really talks about charging ahead, being victorious, and having the energy of you will win at the end of the race, as long as you learn how to balance a little bit of conflict. So this is your shadow aspect, this is your light aspect, and you'll see how, if you think of them as horses pulling a cart or a carriage, they're not straight, right? They're a little off kilter. So it takes a little bit of effort to balance them and keep them moving in the same direction, because they're automatically going left and right. So this requires, usually talks about what our heart's telling us versus what our mind's telling us. And we're called to say, all right, what do you truly resonate with? Line up with that, and that's how you will be able to charge ahead. Now, the other one in Major Arcana is the Tower, which is 16. It reduces to a 7. And this, again, these are so closely related. Once you align with yourself, you will know which foundations no longer make sense in your life. So I know Tower can be a little scary for people, but this is really, I tell people, create your own Tower moments. When you know you no longer align with something or resonate with something, change it. Take the action to change it. Otherwise, the universe will bring it to you, right? And that's when it's more of a shock or a surprise. But Tower talks about breaking anything that does not resonate with you anymore, so you can build a new foundation, and then on top of that, build your life however you want. So those are the main energies in tarot around the number 7. Now let's draw 3 cards from tarot. And the intention is to look at your current situation, what the advice from Spirit is, and what the likely outcome is if you were to follow, or if you choose to follow that advice. Again, these are general. Take what resonates. If it doesn't make sense, just skip it, okay? So the situation, we have the 8 of Wands. Let's see, what's the advice? And then let's get one card for the possible outcome. Let's see what we have. So 8 of Wands is the situation. The advice is 5 of Wands, a lot of Wands energy, and the outcome is the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, we got the 7-7 already. Synchronicity right here. Okay, so this seems to actually, today's reading, a lot of themes have come out around slowing down. But the situation with the 8 of Wands, this tells me this is probably a situation where you are wanting to move fast. And that's why I'm saying it has come up, probably this is the 3rd time this message is coming through different cards, which is very interesting. And again, we are coming out of a 1.5 years, or not even like coming out. It's been a 1.5 years since we've had like really powerful forward momentum. Things have felt really slow. So the situation, your current situation, looks like there is a very strong desire to move faster in whatever area of life, whether it be job, career, going back to school, a profession, or a relationship, or moving, literally, like, this could also be about a long distance relationship where communication may be an issue at the moment, any of those things, but there is a desire to move forward and get things done. That's what I'm getting from the current situation very strongly. Now, the advice from Spirit is very clear. We have the 5 of Wands. This is an energy, if you look at the imagery over here, all these people are just posing. You see, nobody's actually engaging in a fight. This is, where people are just defensive, and Spirit asks us to say, all right, there's no need, you don't have to engage. The other people around you who may be like kind of bothering you or nagging you is the word. Nagging you, they actually just mean no harm. They're just, what's the term? I'm not coming up with a different word than fake. They just want to mess with your energies. And the advice for you at this time is like, pick your battles. There is no need to engage. You already are on a very different path than those people. And don't put your energy towards explaining your path to them who don't understand. They are just confused admirers, okay? Someday they're really gonna be your followers, or whatever terms you subscribe to. But it's all about, don't engage with these people. They just don't know another way of life. And that's why they're just like poking at you. So walk away. Spirit is saying, do not engage in any debates that don't resonate with you. And the outcome from that, you have the 7, which is my group 7s getting a 7 of Pentacles, which again is like, this is gonna pay off. This is hard work. When you get on this path and you start building one by one, you are going to be reaping the rewards of your labor. 7 of Pentacles is a point where we look at our work and we kind of admire it and look at how far we have come and how far we can go still. So that's what the outcome is going to be. Like, you're going to be proud of what you achieve, even though it may look slow by society's standards, okay? Because the 7 of Pentacles does talk about a slow energy, and that's why I'm getting this energy in different piles already, or groups of people. Is like we are a little hasty, but we're really called to be a little slow. So that's what it is. Just don't engage with these people. Preserve your energy, because this is like a marathon. It is not a sprint. That's the term I'm getting, or the phrase that I'm getting right now. But for those of you for where this is a long-term relationship, do understand it's just the sheer distance that may be causing some discord. There really isn't more substance to it. You can build together on this, and 7 of Pentacles is like a good staying energy when it comes up in a relationship sense. All right, so let's see what magic surrounds you. We're going to use the Magical Oracle deck to get 2 messages. And I'm just going to draw the top 2. Let's see what we have. So we have, ooh, look, passion and success. Well, I saw that first. So you have another master number, 11, 7-11. You may be seeing 7-11s. I didn't talk about the sequencing in this video perhaps another time. But this talks about passion. Passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. This is literally the 8 of Wands energy. So you do have a lot of passion within you. I would say stick to it. Do not focus on the people who are questioning your passion. That's not what you're meant to do. You're just meant to focus on your passion because, what did I say? Success. We were just talking about this. Number 12, success. Success that's true belongs to me. Success with honor, integrity. You're going to succeed in whatever this is. Just pace yourself, follow your passion, and do not engage in people who don't really believe in you, okay? They know nothing. All right, let's get you one final message from your divine higher self and see what your higher self wants to tell you. We have face your shadow. Did we talk about this in the Chariot, your light and shadow aspects? So the shadow can be a form of ego, which can be fear. So a lot of people, I talk about this in my readings, fear is a form of ego and it only exists to keep us safe, right? So it is important for our existence, but it does, when we succumb to it, it does become a shadow aspect, right? It prevents us from moving forward. So just face your shadow. If these are inner conflicts, face them and say, literally there's a, you can do a little trick on your ego. Is like, just talk to your ego and say, thank you, ego, for taking care of me and for giving me these nudges and these fears. You're looking out for me, but I will take it from here and my free will. I want to grow in this area. Thank you. And I'll just ask the ego to step aside. There's just some like little practice, meditative practice you can do in that. But face your shadow, focus on your passion, you will find success. All right, those are the messages for you. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, my group 8s. If you see repeating 8s, this part of the reading is for you. So 8s are the infinity, and I'll show you here. And the strength card, it's horizontal, and it also shows up horizontal in the magician. All it talks about, as above, so below. Whatever you put in is what you get out. So 8 is about infinity. It's about abundance. And when you see 888, literally a lot of times it's about material abundance. Okay, so money, money, money coming your way. Physical abundance is around you. That's what the message is. And it really kind of stems after we've truly aligned with our true north. So, if you've done the work of the 7s, the repeating 7s, when really finding your true authenticity and rising to it, that's when things really start falling into place, because you're putting out the right efforts and you're getting the right results. So 8's all about abundance. Now, in tarot, the first major arcana that is represented by number 8 is the strength card. The strength card talks about using our skill and our tacts more than brute force. So it takes a lot of courage. It's an energy of courage. Like, what crazy person is gonna go hug a lion? Tell me, right? So it takes a lot of courage, but this person is so confident that their compassion can overcome the fire in the lion. And when the strength energy or the 8s show up, they're just telling us to balance our compassion versus our sheer fire and drive. So we don't need to win all wars with fighting or fire. We can win them in compassion. That's what this says. The other energy it also, I have to acknowledge, is also talks about when we've had a long trying time, right? So we've gone through a phase of our life where we've really held on and really held on to our faith and really been strong mentally, emotionally, physically, really been through the grind. And 8 and 8s appear, our multiple 8s appear to tell us, great job, okay? You are on the right path, you've done really good, and you will be rewarded for your effort. So it takes a lot of courage and a lot of stamina. That's what the strength card means. Now, the other one, which is also very beautiful, is the star card. The star card, excuse me. It's a 17, reduces to an 8. And this really talks about healing and hope and confidence and also recognition. So after, if you think about it, when you go through a time or, you know, trying time and you come out really stronger after that, you almost immediately get a lot of people who show up to pump you even more, okay? Because they see the star in you, they see how you've risen from the ashes, like you've been the phoenix rising, right? That's what this energy is. And it also talks about paying attention and emphasis on self-care a lot. So when the star card shows up, it's like you have to heal. You have to give yourself nurturing environment and heal yourself, because when you're healed and you're happy, that's what you're going to resonate and you're going to emanate out of you and actually heal other people as well, just by being you. You don't have to do anything. Just be your beautiful, happy self and you'll heal others as well. So those are the main meanings in tarot for the number 8, but 8s show up when there is abundance in all forms coming our way, specifically material abundance as well, which, you know, it is an earthly realm and we do all need that, right? Okay, so let's look at tarot. I'm going to use 3 cards to get your situation. What is the current situation you may be thinking about, you may need answers on? 1 card on the advice from spirit, and then 1 on the likely outcome should you choose to take the advice. These are general, so please only take what resonates and forget the rest. All right, so let's do it this way. We'll cut it into 3 and then just take the top card. There you go. All right, let's see what we have. So the situation, we have the 2 of Cups. This was showing up when I was shuffling and I was like, it hasn't come out for any other pile. And when I was shuffling, I had a feeling it was peeking its head. So this could be about love. This could be about a partnership. This could be about a job offer. This could be about a home offer, any contract, anything where you're trying to make a decision on something that is important for you emotionally. The advice is the Druid, which is the Hierophant in this deck. And then the outcome is the 5 of Wands. Okay, this came out in a different position in the previous group. So this is really, really nice, actually. So very straightforward. Again, it may apply to quite a few of you. It may not apply to others. Just take what resonates. Read it as a sentence. It talks about a love situation where there's some conflict because of tradition, and the outcome is, if you really talk about this, there is really very little conflict or none whatsoever, because the 5 of Wands is more of a pretend or a very surface level debate, so to speak. It's not a big deal. For others of you, it's, again, you can apply the same thing in a job situation, in relocating, in whatever life stage you're at. Something that is very important to you, which 2 of Cups talks about a divine counterpart. This could also be within. You may be torn within yourself into whether to follow what your heart is telling you or whether to follow what your mind is telling you. Examples can be that your heart's really telling you that what you want to do. You want to be in a profession or in a job where you can find the time to go surf. Just throw an example out there, right? So you want to live close to the ocean or in proximity to the ocean, but your brain tells you, but if you move there, you're probably not going to have the same compensation as where you are currently, right? So that's the battle. It's a bit of a battle, okay? Love versus intellect. That's what it may be for others of you. But for a lot of you, this is about a love relationship where we're coming into union. But if you'll see, this is such an interesting imagery. Coming into union, but we're just like holding off. There's a little bit of distance, okay? So this is like the final step. The final step in the relationship is what we are holding on. And it's very divinely guided. You have the raven showing up here. So very, very divinely guided, whatever this is. If you go with your heart, you will not lose, okay? The advice from Spirit is actually Stop over analyzing what you've been conditioned to believe. Okay, so the Druid talks about tradition, talks about hard guidelines and very strict institutions. So it's possible if, let's say, if this is a love relationship, you may have different backgrounds. Watch my love readings. Okay, you may have different backgrounds, and you may just be, it's more in your head than it is in physicality. For others of you, again, with the job scenario that I talked, again, feel free to make your own tradition, break away from tradition, have a job where you can work from anywhere. And, you know, I know people, I'm not one of them, but I know people who just like travel different places and they work from there. And, you know, they're happy, they're very content. And that's a very new tradition. That's a very Aquarius age tradition, right? So this is showing up to tell you, make your own traditions. And if you do, you know, honestly, all those people who are questioning you will just fall away, or they will become your admirers. And I talked about this in the last pile, where these are confused admirers who are just poking at you, or just like questioning your way of life or your choices because they just don't understand. Okay, they're on a different level, you're on a different level. It's not your job to explain yourself to these people. Just be you, be authentically you, and you'll see when things turn out fine, these are going to turn out to be your true admirers, and they would want to follow in your footsteps. Okay, so that's the message I'm getting. It's very clear as day. All right, so let's see what magic surrounds you. I'm going to get you 2 magic oracle cards and see what they have to say. What magic surrounds you at this moment? Oh, these cards are new and I want that card, and it's like giving me a hard time. 1 and... wow, they're really taking time to come out. Okay, so what's going on? Because this, for some of you, guaranteed, this is a love reading. You have sensuality. Number 21 adds up to a 3. 3 is about creations. Go watch the 333 reading. Sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. This is you being your authentic self, okay? Embracing your sensuality. And then you have joy. Look at that. Number 16 adds up to a 7. As I said, it's once you align, number 8 comes around, because that's when you start manifesting abundance. So joy, as I do will, so mote it be. Let joy and light radiate from me. I am telling you, this is a beautiful situation where if you follow your passion, sensuality talks about passion, you are going to come out so happy at the end of the day. And all these people who are kind of, you know, poking at you or bothering you or nagging you are actually going to follow your footsteps, okay? All right, let's get you one final message from your higher self. This is the Divine Oracle Energy deck. And these are messages from your higher self. Let's see what your higher self wants to say to you. Trust the divine plan. Ta-da! I almost want to do that. Trust the divine plan. I mean, honestly, if you feel how is this going to happen, forget the how. Just focus on the what. That's what this is. Because the universe is very... I said this before, very mathematical. So literally think of what you want, forget about the how, trust in the divine plan. The divine will figure it out. The hows and the, you know, the wheres and the whens, the divine will figure all that out. You just need to know your what. What do you want? Focus on that and things will come out really joyous and happy. All right, those are your messages. I will talk to you later. Bye. All right, last but not least, the 9s, my group 9s. If you see repeating 9s, this part of the reading is for you. 9s talk about near completion. Let's talk about 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. You know, all of those 9s are really like close to completion and really talk about wish fulfillment at the end of the day. So when you're seeing repeating 9s, something is coming to a close that's going to make you very happy. Sometimes these can also be stresses, like the 9 of Swords or even the 9 of Wands. And 9 of Swords really says like, okay, you got to detox your mind, Stop thinking about what you're thinking. Stop analyzing, paralyzing yourself with all the analysis in your head and sleepless nights. It's time to cut that out. And then, you know, similar to the Nine of Wands is where if this also shows up if you've been very tired and fatigued and just feel like you've been going on forever, and you see 999s, then the message is don't give up. You are this close to the finish line, right? So they're all kind of relating to the situation. They mean different things, but it's all about coming to a closure, really coming close to achieving your goals. So usually 999s are very, very happy numbers, right? Because after 9 comes a 10, which reduces to a 1. So it's a whole new beginning all over again. So 9s are very auspicious. Again, one of my many favorites. I see all numbers, so I can't call a favorite. Anyway, 1111 is as my channel's name. So let's look at tarot, the major arcanas in tarot. The first one is the Hermit. So it talks about our inner guidance. Again, you will know which direction you need to go if you learn to listen to your inner guidance. This talks about a little bit of a solitude energy. So if you wouldn't think about the wands and the Nine of Swords, there are pretty solitary energies, right? We're being on our own and we're trying to think through the answers. That's what the Hermit represents. It's like you don't need to go anywhere else. You already know the answer, and the chance you're going to go to someone else, most likely they'll just give you confirmation of what you already know. So this tells you you possess the answers within. Follow them, listen to them, honor them. And the other one, and I like that how the star represents the inner light, the third eye, what you would see. And then the other one is the Moon card, which is 18 and reduces to a 9. And the Moon is also about intuition, right? So they're very, very intuitive numbers. So this is a stage when you see 999s, really tap into your intuition because you know more than you give yourself credit for. That is very, very important. The Moon talks about things that are hidden, things that are within under the surface that we don't quite see. And it's similar to the hidden knowledge, right? It's hidden within. Tap into it and have faith. This is a point of having faith. It's very important because if you think about when you plant a seed, it stays under the dark soil for a very, very long time, and you just can't see the result, but all of a sudden the shoot comes out, right? Same thing, you know, things grow in the dark. That is a fact. Things grow in the dark, and then things come to light when the sun comes out. So it's all about intuition, going with the flow, listening to your inner guidance. And I'm just looking at like you have the star and the Moon supporting you. Okay, that's I think just a message that came through. So you have your galactic family watching over you as well. So if some of you resonate with light workers and star seeds, I think this is the only group that I got this message for. So some of you are light workers, so you're and star seeds, your galactic family along with your spirit family is also watching over you. All right, so let's do this. We're going to use tarot to get 3 cards. One card on your current situation, what you want to ask about, 1 card on the advice, and then the outcome should you choose to use the advice or follow the advice. These are general. Your free will is what matters at the end of the day, so take what resonates. All right, so let's get a situation. I'm gonna get advice and then a possible outcome. All right, situation, we have the Ace of Shields, which is the Ace of Pentacles. The advice is Page of Swords. Ooh, I'm liking this already. And the outcome is the 2 of Cups. All right, some of these have been very straightforward. So, and I'm really loving it. So this is a situation where relates to some sort of new beginning. This could be a relationship, could be a job, could be a relocation, like a home, could be a new car, could be anything. This is something where you're trying to attain or get something new. Aces are new beginnings, okay? And that's what you may be questioning about, which one to go for. That's what I'm getting for some of you, because the advice here is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords talks about new, fresh energy. So for the advice clearly over here is go in the new direction that is calling you. So if you may have like a couple options, go with the one that you're less confident on. But you know, like and what I mean is like you may feel butterflies for that one, but you may feel underconfident. Okay, that's what the energy is, because that's where the real growth is going to happen. For example, if this is a job, let's say you've been interviewing and you're interviewing, let's say with, you know, your standard institutions or big corporations, and then you're interviewing with, let's say, a unicorn or, you know, startups, and you're kind of like, no, I've been there, done that. I'm very comfortable in a big organization, but you're being called to try that new project at a startup or vice versa. Okay, I'm just throwing examples. In that case, the advice here is like, go with the one that makes you feel like a noob, okay, that you haven't done this before. You're gonna be nervous going in, you know, again, like shift the anxiety to curiosity. That's what I'm hearing. If you shift it to curiosity, you're actually gonna come out very, very happy. Again, could be a relationship as well. Like, again, if you're feeling hesitant, you wanna start a new relationship and you're just like not sure if this is gonna grow, the advice here is like, talk about it, be vulnerable, be open. The Page of Swords always talks about being vulnerable. I can't say it, you get the idea. So you can learn more, and you know, communication is going to be key. The swords talk about communications, they also talk about intellect, so you'll be learning a lot. You'll also learn a lot about yourself, so go for it, whatever makes you nervous. And the outcome is going to be Two of Cups. You're going to be so happy. This will be the perfect union, be it a job, be it a course, be it a profession, be it a, you know, whatever, a relationship. A Two of Cups is the divine partnership or the divine union in whichever area it shows up. So that's what I'm getting. Very specific, but very clear. All right, let's get you a couple magic oracle cards and see what magic surrounds you at this moment. We'll just get 2 of these. So 1 and 2. Let's see what we have. We have number 15, glamour. Okay, it's a glamorous job or a glamorous person. Into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibility. So it's talking about expansion and possibility. And then you have divine guidance. How beautiful is that? Number 38, divine guidance, whispers from the beings who shine. Let their message be clear and kind. What's really calling out to me is the beings who shine, whispers from the beings to who shine. And I was really getting for some of you starseed family. So if you're seeing magical beings, could be celestial beings, could also be mythical creatures. You may dream of dragons or fairies or fays. Any of those, just be very open to it, because they're also answering your questions. But you're really shining with the glamour card over here. Like, you are emanating a lot of positivity and high frequency. So keep vibing high, stay in that energy. All right, let's get you a closing message from your higher self and see what your divine guidance is from your higher self. What does your higher self want to tell you, my beautiful group 9? Come on. Ask with sincerity. So again, I can ask your inner guidance, your intuition. It's the Hermit, the Moon. There's a lot of intuition here, and you have it. So ask with sincerity. Just go in a meditative state and ask yourself which direction you want to go, and why. Okay, or which, if you know your inner guidance tells you one way and you're like, no, I don't want to do it, then be very sincere why you don't want to do it, because that's going to be the key for you to like really find the next right path for you. And of course, ask with sincerity from your guides, your spirit teams, your galactic team, your mythical creatures team, whoever they are, whatever you believe in. Do ask with sincerity and you will not be disappointed. All right, those are the messages for you. Wish you much love and light, and I'll see you next time around. Bye for now.